We are here once again talking Arsenal Football Club news, and I gotta say, well, this is mainly gonna be, unfortunately, a Spurs news type of video because the breaking news today involving them are very concerning for me, actually, talking about how I feel. But due to the fact that it seems to me they are doing big changes that are going to affect the way they normally play, the Spursy type of way, and they are actually looking forward to compete. And of course, as rivals, we want them to be in the Premier League, but we want to beat them every single time. And it's looking like they want to challenge us a bit more, but we'll move forward onto that later. As of now, Leandro Trossard. So it seems like Besiktas have made an offer of 22 million to Arsenal for Leandro Trossard, and Besiktas are waiting for Arsenal to respond. For me, this is actually a good deal. I don't think Trossard is the guy that we need moving forward. He's 30 years almost. He's not looking great at the moment. It looks like someone took the light and the flashiness that he had out of him, and that someone is definitely the manager, because he has done the same to Martinelli, kind of to Saka, and also different attacking players like Aubameyang, Lacazette and whatnot. So for me, this is great business. If we can get 22 million for Besiktas, we have to sell Trossard for that kind of price, because I don't think he's going to go for more money than that. 22 million is great for the club to obtain, and we should be looking to sell Leandro Trossard, because if that happens, we can save that money for the for the transfer window, the in the mid period of the league. I don't know if it's a summer transfer window or winter transfer window. I have no idea, but the January transfer window, that is when we have to buy players to complement what we already have to win a league. And if we sell Leandro Trossard now and we wait, save that money for the January transfer window, is going to be very great, in case we might go on loan for a Rodrigo type of player, Rafa Leao, Lookman, like those type of guys that we might be needing to complete the season, to win the league. So I genuinely believe that 22 million for Trossard is actually a very good price. We're not going to get more than that in the future, and we just gave this guy a pay rise out of nowhere. Like, he didn't deserve a pay rise. I don't think that was the great business decision, and this 22 million offer is a great decision for us to sell and implement that into the funds that are going to go for new players in the future. We should be looking to sell this guy. 22 million is a really good business for us. We're always worried about Arsenal not selling players for big amounts, and I know 22 million is not considered a big amount as of now for Arsenal, and for the way the transfers have been going so far. But this is a almost 30-year player that has not been great for us, lost his passion, the flashiness and the way he played. That when we bought the guy, he was very good, and it seems like he lost kind of some of it. It might be because of the manager tactics, the way the manager wants him to play and whatnot, but this guy, he is an impact player. He's a bench player. You played him in, he shows, a breath of fresh air into the team and stuff like that. But that hasn't even happened in the last games. It hasn't happened in the preseason and the last season at the end. So 22 million is actually a good price, and we should be looking to sell this guy. It's a great business, and we are always complaining about Arsenal not selling the players for the right price and underappreciating their own players. We just spoke about Kivior moving into Porto for a very low price. Like, the guy played against Real Madrid and played very good. He should be going for at least 40 million, and we couldn't get that. And now 22 million for Trossard is actually a very good price, because he's a guy going into his 30 years old, and he hasn't been that good for us. in the last season and currently at the moment. He wasn't even taken in consideration for the left side against Liverpool, so we should be looking to sell him. I think the pay rise that we gave him supposedly wasn't good at all. That is not great business. We're gonna lose money. Sorry about that. Happens to me every time I talk. But we lost a bunch of money doing that pay rise. Like, I know it's only for a year, but we are losing money here, and the guy is not worth that pay rise, to be honest. Like, he hasn't done anything to show us that he deserved the pay rise. Unfortunately, at the time we bought him, he was looking very good. He was looking lively, like a guy that would take us to win the league every time he came into the team as a bench player. But unfortunately, it didn't happen, and he has not been showing that kind of level so far. Looks to me like he's actually dropping. So 22 million is good business for us, and we should be looking to sell the guy. I don't know, talking about the squad depth, I don't know what Arsenal is thinking right here, because offensively we actually have a squad depth. I know we sent Reece Nelson to Brentford. For me, Reece Nelson is better than Trossard, better than Martinelli at the moment. So again, not good business for us. Reece Nelson is better than the guys that we have, talking about Trossard and Martinelli. For me, he's better than Noni Madueke as well. But if we're going to sell Trossard, we do have options, and we're not going to be short on the attacking areas. Why? Because we have Max Dalman to play on the right, we have Saka, we have Noni Madueke to play there as well, and Ethan Nwaneri. We're talking about 4 players that can play on the right wing position. Attacking midfielders, we have Odegaard, Nwaneri, we have also Eze, and the manager takes Mikel Merino in consideration for that position, so we have 4 players to play there. And going into the left, we have Eze, we have Martinelli. And if we are talking about flexibility and players that can play in different positions, we do have Noni Madueke who can play on the left as well. He's not as good as when he plays on the right, but he can play on the left. And I believe that Ethan Nwaneri as well can play on the left side. He's a left-footed player. You don't have to be, a left-footed player on the right. You can actually play on the left wing being a left-foot player. So I think we do have 4 players to play on the left. The issue for me may be the centre-forward position. I would play Martinelli in that area. The manager doesn't fancy him there, but I think Martinelli as a centre-forward is better than any other position he plays. But we do have 4 players on the left as of now, so I of course I didn't mention Trossard because we're looking to sell him, but if we don't sell Trossard, we will have 5 players there. I don't think we should have 5 players for one position, and 22 million is great business for us. We should be looking to sell Trossard. He should be gone, and hopefully September 12th, I think, is when the transfer window ends for the Turkish league. So hopefully this business is going to be done, and Trossard is going to be gone to Turkey, and it's going to be 22 million for us to use that kind of money in the January transfer window if we need new players attacking wise. Hopefully, I don't discard the possibility that we might get Leao, that we might get Rodrigo on a loan. Like, probably if we want to go big this season and we want to win the league, we have to go for players that will complement the faults that we have in attack to win the league. Right now, we know that attacking wise, we don't look creative enough, we don't look great, it seems robotic, we don't create enough. So hopefully Eze is going to move on to the attacking midfield area, and we're going to improve the left side. And for me, those 22 million are going to be a pivotal point on us improving the left side area in a January transfer window. So hopefully we're going to sell Trossard, and we're going to move on to another player that will bring more to the team, like I just mentioned Leao, Lookman, or a Rodrigo on loan. Because if the guy is not going to play for Madrid at some point, he's going to notice, I'm wasting my career here. I need to play football, and the World Cup is coming. He has to play to be considered into the Brazilian squad. So hopefully we're going to get the guy in the January transfer window to just improve the team and go for a late run to win the league. In terms of winning the league, it's very tough at the moment. I genuinely think Liverpool are the favourites due to the fact that we have a manager that is not playing the players to their strengths. I mean, I'm talking about Gyökeres in general, like mainly because Gyökeres is a guy that needs help. He needs an attacking player to pass him the ball, to, get the ball to his feet and to the places that he runs for. And unfortunately, Martin Odegaard is not that guy, and Eze is, but the manager is considering Eze to play on the left. So the issue with me is if we have Trossard that is not having a good season, that hasn't had a good season, and I'm talking about late season, the previous one, and I'm also talking about the pre-season as well. He's not playing good, and there is a team offering us 22 million for a 30-year-old player. We should be taking it. It seems to me like we're still in Besiktas, so if the rumor is true, well, it says breaking news, and several people have confirmed it on X, we should be looking to sell Trossard. It's a great business for us, and we're not going to get more money than that. He has 1 year left, and he just got a fucking pay rise. We should be looking to sell this guy to try and improve the same area, the left wing area, in the January transfer window. In the meantime, we do have players to play there. Waneri can play there. Noni Madueke, Eze, and also Martinelli. Martinelli is not a great option. Like he doesn't look like a guy that can play in the left wing area because he has been very bad. His level at the moment has been atrocious. So Eze is probably going to be the main guy, and maybe the manager is going to be thinking about Ethan Waneri or Noni Madueke to play on the left. Maybe Martinelli sometimes, but as of now, I think selling Trossard is the best business for us. And moving on, this is something that I wanted to talk about for a while. I know it's late news for most of it, but Daniel Levy, I forgot how to write his fucking name. No, that's not. We're gonna go with Tottenham Hotspur. So apparently that, well, no, it's confirmed. Daniel Levy announces his departure as the chairman of Spurs. This, for me, people, is actually worrying news. And I know people talking about like this is great and stuff like that. Like, Arsenal fans commenting on that one. So I know Spurs, like, I need to find out there's going to be a replacement, but yeah, they already got a replacement and everything. But let's just talk about Spurs and the movements that they have been doing so far this season. They just won an European Cup. They won the Europa League with Ange Postecoglou, and they decided to sack the manager to actually get a better one. For me, the guy that they have right now, who was the Brentford manager, is better than Ange Postecoglou. And it seems to me like they're looking more serious, which is worrying. It's worrying if you're an Arsenal fan, because these guys are supposed to be in the laughingstock of the league, the English football, a Spursy way, and I believe the term Spursy doesn't exist anymore. Every time Arsenal went into the Europa League, I was thinking, we do have the team to win it. We can win this competition. We finally are going to have an European trophy. And I remember we went in with Aubameyang, with Lacazette, Mesut Ozil. You know, players that Koscielny, he wasn't a bad defender, and so we had Koscielny as well. We went into that competition with good players. And the further we got to that was a final in which we got destroyed by a Chelsea team that we beat twice in the league, home and away. That really hurted me. Like, I was very angry. We went into the final against a Chelsea team that we beat twice in the league. And we lost. Like, we lost people. And we weren't able to win the Europa League. And this bunch went into the competition and won it. And they won it against United, a rival, let's say. It really hurts me. Like, and if you take a look at what they are doing right now, they sacked the manager that got them a trophy, and they replace it with a better one. And this is what hurts me and what angers me about the Arsenal fans. Because every time we spoke about Arteta leaving the club, that he should be gone, he's not a great enough manager, he shouldn't be the guy to take us to the promised land. Every time there is a top gunner talking about, who are you going to replace him with? Who are you going to get? Be realistic. Bro, Spurs got a manager with a job. Got a manager that was years deep in a project with Brentford. They improved on a manager that they already had. They sacked Postecoglou and got a better manager. And a manager that already had a job. I promise you people, if you offer the amount of money Arteta is winning right now to any other manager in the world, they are going to come to Arsenal to manage the team. And we have people talking about, be realistic, who are you going to get? What managers are available at the moment? It's not the fact that there are managers available. You just put the money in and hope for the guy to accept it. We had Inzaghi had a job at Inter and he left for the Saudi League. And I know they got destroyed in a final 5-0. But those were the players, not so much the manager. That is the same manager that beat Pep Guardiola and the Club World Cup. And no one was talking about it. He beat Guardiola in the Club World Cup with a Saudi League team. So, if we take that into context, they won a cup, they won a trophy, and sacked the manager that won them the trophy because they want to be more competitive, and they just had an awful season in the league. And what happened next? They just beat Man City. They beat Man City. So they're looking more competitive. They are looking more aggressive in the transfer market as well, because they got great players in. Like Xavi Simons is one of them. We have to see how he plays, but I know they lost to Bournemouth, but still, they are looking better. They have better players. And now look at this. They are sacking a guy that was 25 years for them as an employee. Like 25 years at the club, and he is gone, and they already have a replacement, and it's a tough replacement. That guy is going to make Spurs better. And what are we doing? Like, it genuinely hurts me. It's very concerning, people, because this guy is leaving. They just got a better manager, a new manager as well. They looked serious in the transfer window. While we were there, like, just doing, doing business, but not selling players. We do have the same fucking manager that is not good enough, that goes into Anfield and plays 3 defensive midfielders. And we still haven't fixed the creativity issue that we have. Because creative-wise, we are not good enough. We cannot go away and play Liverpool and grab them by the throat. We cannot do that because we don't have the manager to do it. And we do have the players, but we are misusing them. And everything that Spurs has been doing so far is great business for the club. So why can't we do big business for the club? And I'm telling you, people, it's very worrying that the way Spurs are moving so far is very worrying, because they are looking more serious, they're looking more competitive, they're looking like they want to win something. They just got a trophy and want more. We got an FA Cup under this manager and gave the guy 5 years to try and win us a trophy. And this is the point, that we have not win anything. And that we cannot go to fucking Anfield and compete. We are at that point that we are 6 years deep into the process and we cannot play the attacking midfielder that we just bought. And we are playing 3 defensive midfielders. And we cannot play attractive football and go to Anfield and win the game because we're afraid to concede a goal. It's very worrying, people. I'm genuinely concerned about what Spurs are doing right now. And we're going to have to see throughout the season how everything goes, but for me, they are looking more serious than us. We bought a striker that the manager doesn't even know how to play. We are not playing to Gyökeres' strengths. We're hoping that he is going to score a solo goal just like he did against Leeds. We cannot create a fucking chance for the guy to score. In 3 games during the season, we haven't created a clear-cut chance for Gyökeres, other than the one that he missed against Leeds, in which he was in front of goal, and that was atrocious. But that was the only chance. We cannot create a chance for the guy, for the best striker in the transfer market. Because that was the best available striker that we had in the transfer market. We cannot create a chance for him to score. Same issues we had last season and the season before. And we haven't fixed it. We played atrocious against United. And we played the same fucking way against Liverpool. And lost. We cannot learn from our fucking mistakes. And we have the same fucking manager that goes to Anfield afraid to score a goal. And that plays 3 defensive midfielders that cannot fix the creativity issue that we have. And we just shot 1 shot on target. And we are 6 years into the process. Like, we are 6 years deep in the process. And we cannot go to Anfield and shoot at least 3 shots on target. It's worrying, people, and we don't have to laugh to this Spurs team, because the Spurs is out of the way. They just won a trophy that we don't have. They qualified to the Europa League and won it, and Arsenal couldn't do that. So they have been more successful than us in recent years. They have a European trophy to flex on, and we don't. And we were part of that competition for a while, for a long while. Again, that as well, with Pochettino, they got into a Champions League final. You have no idea how afraid I was for them to win it. I was afraid that the Spurs might win the Champions League before us. And Liverpool won it. Fair play to Liverpool. Deserved. But they got there. We cannot even reach the Champions League final. And we are 6 years into the fucking process, and we cannot play proper football against Liverpool. We cannot shoot more than 1 shot on target. We couldn't create a clear-cut chance, and we decided to play 3 defensive midfielders. We do have a manager that doesn't play to the team strengths, to the players' strengths. We do have that issue. We have a manager that doesn't know how to use the players that he has available, while Spurs are doing great business for them. And they want to win the fucking league. They want to compete for each competition. They are looking more of a threat than us to Liverpool. And I know they just lost to fucking Bournemouth. Arsenal has lost the league to mid-table teams. Same stuff. And this season, we lost to Liverpool, and we had a great record against top 6 clubs. We don't have that this year because we lost. We lost to Liverpool because we went there afraid of them scoring. And that's a big issue for me, because now we don't have the record against the top 6. Are we going to keep the record against the mid-table teams and we're going to lose? Or are we going to fucking win all the games we have against mid-table teams? Because we have lost the league because we tied against those teams or lose. So I remember we had 37% of the games were ties last season. Those are a bunch of 2 points lost every single game we tied. It shouldn't be happening, people. And the only thing we had in our favour that was the record against the top 6 clubs. We don't have that anymore, because we play a pussy fucking way. 3 defensive midfielders. And I have people talking about Merino not being a defensive midfielder. Bro, he is not an attacking midfielder. He's a centre mid and a fucking defensive midfielder. He is a fucking midfielder that plays better as a number 9. That just tells you how bad of a signing he was. And if Gyökeres gets injured, we are going to stick Merino up front again. Because there are no other strikers available. Because Havertz just got surgery on his knee, and Jesus is still recovering, and the manager doesn't fancy him anymore. But I thought Jesus and Zinchenko were a big part of the Arteta project. And 6 years deep into that fucking project, and those signings are getting the fuck off. Zinchenko now to Nottingham Forest, and Gabriel Jesus not even in the Champions League squad. So we just wasted money on those two. Bad fucking business. And we do bad business every single season. We'll have to see how everything goes, but it worries me how Spurs are playing, not playing, but how Spurs are acting right now is very worrying. And they are looking more serious than us. And I know this is gonna rattle a lot of people, but they are making business to keep that rhythm going. They just won a Europa League, people, and they are moving that guys that lead them to that fucking trophy because they think they deserve more. And we are sticking to a fucking manager that is not good enough, that doesn't know how to use his fucking players, and is going to Anfield against the defending champions with 3 defensive midfielders because he is afraid of conceding a goal. That is disgraceful. After 1 billion spent under this fucking manager, and we go to Anfield to play defensive instead of grabbing them by the fucking throat and run past them. We're playing defensively. And the guy has the nerve to be such a dick and say that we have attacking players in Calafiori and Timber. Those two are fucking fullbacks, you piece of shit. And he has the audacity to say those two are attacking players. It's just a fucking disgrace. He lives in fucking cuckoo land. Well, yes, people, that's what I wanted to say. It's a quick stream. Just wanted to get my thoughts out. Kind of, sleepy, but I wanted to talk on that and express like my concerns about the way these guys are moving on. But yeah, that's basically it, people. Thank you so much for hearing this, and have a great day. Bye bye.